Hello and welcome to Flooring Models. Here we are on, where are we on? It's Wednesday the 5th of February 2020. Balmy 2 o'clock in the afternoon for the live show with me and Matt, talking all things kits.
Good afternoon, everybody.
And everything. Good afternoon to everybody. Yeah, I think we are live on YouTube. You're quite right. Never mind.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Live to the world.
Never mind, we'll have a good show then, because obviously we could have everybody else in. So anyway, here we are. We're on for the next hour talking all things kits, various things we're up to. I've had a special delivery courtesy of John, who popped round and saw me this morning, hot off the press, a Mirage, and I've got some photos of the one that he built up as well, because I have been fondling it and all its niceness, so that's quite nice. We've got all the latest releases that have come into the store this week as well, and obviously what Matt's been up to. You guys are over on live chat. For everybody else who's not obviously on YouTube watching and is on the normal areas on the Flooring Model site, as always, you can post up your questions direct into the actual live chat room, and we'll answer any questions that you got if you post them up. The usual thing, remember, if we don't answer them straight away, apologies, it does move very, very quickly. Keep posting until we read it out. That's probably the easiest bit of advice for you. Anyway, you okay, Matt? How's it going?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, been going really well. Like I said, we had some new arrivals in. I'm waiting on a late delivery.
Yes.
So that's probably come in the middle of the show.
Yes, well, I've just had literally a delivery rack up as we were coming on air, and obviously the one to the store was due, well, early afternoon and hasn't turned up yet, and I've just got a message saying he's on his way.
Yes,
so,
about an hour late now, isn't it?
He is an hour late, so
yes.
He will be, well, it'll be an hour later, 1:15, so we'll see. We'll track him live as
Yes.
it makes its way through. But anyway, there's some nice, exciting kits in there as well that's
Yes.
going on. Hello to everybody who's in the actual live chat as well. Martin says, I do like the look of the new Mirage. I have to say, I do like it. Hold on, if I how am I going to do this? This is going to be, sorry, screen's going to be all over the place purely because I haven't got it up here. Hold on. Hold on, let's just pop in here. Come on. Oh God, it's all going to go slow because I'm on the wrong screen. Come on, where are we? That's it, in here. And then if we go in here, where are we?
There you go.
There it is.
There's a built one.
There's a built version of it. Not done by me, I have to say. This was done by John. He came round and saw me this morning to bring it round and some other goodies and bits and pieces and the kit to review as well, because he's got a couple of these, funny enough. But as you can see, it does look absolutely fantastic. Usual thing apparently of Kitty Hawk. Sorry, wrong way. Usual thing with Kitty Hawk. That's actually quite funny. When you sent that, I spotted it before I even read the caption.
Good on it. You can put it up, show him.
So yeah, what it is, if you see Alf. He's down here, but seriously, it does look. And when I first saw it, I thought, "Oh look, there's Alf." Before I read the thing. Anyway, we do have, usual couple of little problems with the kit. Apparently, the instructions are a little bit iffy. Some of the blow-in doors just in here. I don't know how many photos I put up with because I've sent these over to the guys. Yeah, the blow-in doors up here. Apparently, up on the intake, they're a little bit too small. Well, let's face it, Kitty Hawk got form for that, so that don't worry about the doors all missing and things like that. It's just that basically John brought it over me to basically have a look. He's going to take it back, put the final touches to it, and then photograph it because it is going to be in a magazine very, very soon. But yeah, apart from a few little bits and pieces in there, there's a couple of little touches he's done. He's put some harnesses on himself because the photo etch ones, as I said, they look great on a raw seat, but it does come with a very nice, as you can see, resin pilot figure. So consequently, it's, you need to sort of fudge your own ones in there because the metal ones don't really work. It has got a pitot tube and all the rest of it, but those haven't been put on yet. So no rivet counting. It's not finished. It just brought over to me to have a nose around it and all the rest of it. Good things about this kit, it's a one-piece fuselage, everyone, so it's not modular, so you don't have any massive seams and that to deal in. The two-seat that is coming out hot on its heels of this one will be a complete new fuselage with it, with the two-seat cockpit and stuff like that, so that's very nice. It does, as I say, comes with a resin figure, but also comes with, and I don't think I put the photo up to the guys, I don't think I did, have I? No, I haven't. It does come with a very, very nice resin one-piece exhaust with beautiful internal details into that one as well. So that is very, very nice. Decals, apparently they're not too bad. They're a little bit thick, so they're a bit of a pain to get to conform over various things. But apart from that, they all seem to be very nice indeed. But as you can see, it turned into something very nice. Big old lump.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I tell you what, the aftermarket decal guys are going to jump all over these because they've got some lovely schemes, haven't they?
Yes. So in the boxy here, as you can see, you do get, is it 8 schemes as it is? I think so. So you do get them.
Ooh, I like the Greek one.
Yes, it is. I quite like the sandy one as well. Just the normal French in the sand.
Yeah, they always look good in the sand.
But yeah, the Greek one's quite nice, and we get those as well.
Nice. So, good options then, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah,
very nice. That Greek one, you could probably weather it to within an inch of its life.
Oh yeah, it will be typical Greek. Yeah, knock the hell out of it. It'll be very nice. But yeah, so again, you know, if you spot any errors, things like that, it literally is not quite finished off yet, and I'm sure John will put any tiny little finishing jots to it. But generally, build-wise, he had no problems with it at all. It went together very, very nicely right the way through. And then, as I said, little tiny things. Apparently, the throttle quadrant's not in the kit at all, so they forgot that. You know, he had a small, tiny little problem with the canopy. He thinks it's more him than the kit as well. But apart from that, very, very nice. But I'm quite impressed. It's one piece. I thought it was going to be modular.
Yeah.
And it'll be a nightmare to get it all to go. But apparently, no, it's all good.
That's good. Perhaps you're learning.
So yes.
Perhaps that's taking, you know.
Yes. But no, very, very nice indeed.
Yes, it does look smart, I have to say. For a finger wings, looks cool.
Very nice, yes.
Yeah.
So David says hello to the team here in the Philippines at 10 o'clock at night. Very nice.
Hello, David. James, hello.
Yes, lots of you in there. Roger says, building the Kitty Hawk Jag. Really can't see the point of the PE if you paint over the engine. Yeah, to be honest, the thing is that usual thing for photo etch is because it's thinner. So sometimes for metal areas and things like that, it's more scale effect if it's in with photo etch and those types of things rather than the plastic ones. But to be honest with you, I'm obviously working on this lump currently on the Millennium Falcon, and obviously that comes with a load of photo etch as well in the kit. But I've elected not to use some of them because it's not in areas where it would make any difference. The grills on the back, don't get me wrong, for the engines, then yeah, fair enough, they need to be photo etched. But the other ones, there's no reason for it because it's not a thinness thing and there's nothing on the other side of it. So it's like, no, we've just elected to use some of the plastic parts and then obviously some of the photo etch on there.
I think it's one of them things with photo etch, you can pick and choose what you're going to see and what's really necessary, because some of it is just pointless. It is just there for their sake, isn't it? So
yes.
Phil's put, Chris has put, Phil, is that the new format of boxers? I see a lot come in that size.
Well, this one, no. Some, we've spoken about this before, some manufacturers tend to stick to universal sizes. You know, and as I say, which is quite handy when it's in your stash or in the store because they all are the same. Edard, for instance, they tend to keep generic sizes for all of theirs. But again, I think there's a lot in here. I won't lie. That's
chocolate.
Here you are. I'll give you a quick. I haven't looked in here yet, just to point out, because I haven't done the review yet. But that's how crammed it is in here. You know, so it is. It's proper solid. So it is as it fits, which in some ways is quite nice because, let's face it, we are saving the teddy bears. And, you know, there's not like some boxes we've had in the past, which have literally, haven't they, been Airfix, I think, are guilty most for it. Tiny kit in the corner where there's nothing in the rest of it. So
I can show you one in a minute.
Yeah, oh, well, we've got a good example.
I've got a really good example. Let me shift my tank out of the way. But yes, if we... hold on, let me grab it. There's a fine example.
Oh, right.
Nice size box.
Yes.
Nice box up.
Oh yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah. What's the point in such a big box for? Yeah. So that's not saving anything.
No. So
yes. But anyway, quite a nice kit. Brand new in.
Brand new in, yeah, I've just showed it on the screen at the same time. So that's the Rodin 144 Cargo Master. It's not a Hercules. Looks like a Herc.
It does.
The predecessor to the Herc, wasn't it, I think?
I think it might have been, yeah. As I say, it's going to be quite a size in 144 as well. It's not going to be small, is it?
No, it will be a large lump, that one, definitely.
Yeah.
Also looking in there, we've got the Kinetic 104J, which is quite nice. It does look nice. There's something about the Starfighter in the Japanese markings, because, I don't know, it just looks nice with the metal, with the red. Oh, yeah, just classic.
It does, yeah, it works.
Very nice. Have you got a Porsche?
We have got a Porsche. There we go.
Ooh.
New Porsche.
New. So, explain New to the ladies and gentlemen.
Nu's a separate company, because I think it was to do with a Shima, but now they've gone separate.
Yes.
So it's completely, well, it says New Platts, so I presume Platts is, you know, on the box. But as far as I know now, New is a separate company. So I think that's quite smart, to be honest.
Yes.
You go side of the box so you can see what you get.
Yeah.
So yeah, very nice. 79, blimey, it's a long time ago. And also we've got both the buses.
Oh, look, you're going to send me one down for review, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to pack this one up with something else for you. Probably a Porsche, actually.
Cool.
There's that one, and we've got the normal. There you go, the normal B-type look, unless you want that one. Which one would you like to review?
Let's have that one.
I'll tell you what, so we'll shout up in chat. Which one?
Yeah, which one do you want to review? Bearing in mind, I think it's just the same kit with different decals, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, I'd have said. So there you go. Yeah, it's a B-type bus. There can't be a lot of difference, can there?
Yes.
So anyway, we'll see what chat says, and then I'll send whichever one down. To be honest, here's the options. Green.
You can do a nice little diorama with that, with your pigeons.
Oh, pigeons are out soon, then pigeons. I will definitely send you them to review.
Won't take long, will it?
No. So yeah, and just to let everybody else know, Rapid Thinners is back in stock, which has been out. So we've got Rapid Thinners back in stock, Dark Irons back in stock, Bufferball.
Yeah. I always keep that handy.
Everybody said War Bus, yeah. It looks like the War Bus might win.
War Bus.
Put
Civil Bus.
Put Civil.
Civil Bus, 2-2.
Oh, 2 all.
3-2. Civil. There you go.
Neil Smalley, do you think Vallejo model colour, not here? I assume nothing alcohol. No, it's water based. Actually, I tell you what does thin well with Neil, self-leveling thinners.
Yes. Also, acrylic airbrush cleaner.
Yes, it actually probably thins brilliant with that.
To be honest, that's how I used to thin with it. Although we have now tried, and it does amazingly work with self-leveling thinners. But if you, it's almost like a retarder in it and various things. You can get the retarders as well.
Yeah.
Which are very nice, which I've got around here somewhere. I know we don't do this one, but everybody else does their own version of it. But you can get little bits of retarder. And to be honest with you, when you're working with, model colours and stuff like that, these types of ones, it is that thing. It's almost an essential, because it just makes things smooth. You don't get the brush lines in it, and it just gives everything a time to sort of self-level and get together, and also it helps to blend. So definitely a bit of a must. But if you haven't got that, honestly, then my next best one for it is to actually just use acrylic airbrush cleaner, because again, it's got a little bit of soap. If you ever blow this and make bubbles, you'll see it's very soapy, and it works great for most acrylic paints, to be honest. And in the past, when I've run out of thinners, I've even used that, so it'd be absolutely fine. Yeah,
for a pure acrylic, it's let's say 50-50 mixed with cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I say it's 50-50 or give or take with leveling thinner as well when we tried it. So yeah, should be fine with that.
Yeah, no, it's one of those ones where it shouldn't work, but it does. A bit like self-leveling thinners, it really does like it for some reason, but you've got to get it really, really, really well mixed.
Yeah.
It's sort of, if you just put a few drops and a quick stir, it clumps up. Give it a really good mix and you'll be absolutely fine with it.
So
So cool.
So I think the thing is a civil one to review by the looks of
Is
that.
it? We're going to go with the civil one. Right, send us down a civil one and I'll review that. Speaking of reviews and the other bits and pieces we were doing, if you didn't see it earlier, hold on, I should have queued all this up earlier, but sorry, I do, forgive me, I didn't.
You've had a visitor, it's fine.
I have. I'm a little bit behind. But if you go in the review section, if you didn't see it yesterday, I did the review on this stuff, which is absolutely fantastic. First time I've used it, and to be honest with you, in the review I was convinced that it was 3D printed by a very expensive one, but it's not. It is just cast resin. But how the hell they cast that in resin is literally beyond me, because it is just so fine. The detail on that for the spark plugs, the T-clamps and stuff like that, and then obviously in there you've got the hosing, we've got steel braided cables in here, all the different hoses and all the rest of it. So what I am going to do is bite the bullet. It's going to take an extra couple of days, but I'm probably going to do the engine. So we'll get this engine for the Gladiator done, and I'm going to use this to do it. So yeah, so that should be a little bit of fun for that one. It could be worse. It could be a double engine, or a double wasp or whatever. So it shouldn't take too long in that one, but we're going to go through the motions of actually wiring up for this one, because I'm going to have it sort of shown as well, but it's really nice. So go off and see that review of that one up earlier on. As I say, it's one of those things where just perhaps get a few bits and pieces in and it will be very, very handy. And if you look at their website, they've got some fantastic photos showing really what you can do with it. There's also a couple of other items now. They do switches for cockpits, which I know when you're into the sort of, 30 seconds kit, they are going to be small. But to be honest, like the bolt head ones, if you had to replace, if you'd sanded off the detail and you've got to replace them, it'd be a nightmare. But having them like that, and you can just, hoof them off, clean them up, stick them down, and you're good to go. It's a bit of a lifesaver really than trying to make your own hexagonal bolts or T-pipes and all that type of stuff. So yeah, definitely. But ANYZ or ANYZ, I can't work out how you pronounce it. I don't
know how you say that. ANYZ, is it?
I call him Tom because it's Tom, he's the owner. ANYZ, I don't know. I'm sure somebody will be live chat at the moment and come up with it.
It's going to be like In Excess.
Yeah.
Paul's just put up, Phil, I hope you haven't asked for the address for D-Day to the Bulges yet.
No, I'm going to do it. Some of you, to be honest, loads of you have sent me them already, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a thread up this afternoon, which will be there with the reveal video from that particular one, with the details to send me the address. Most of you are just finding the usual way through, so either via the contact me or just messaging me direct on the forum, which is fine, but I'll put a proper thing up with all the details, all the rest of it, but they are coming through. ANYZ. ANYZ.
ANYZ.
Yeah, but it's IZ.
Yeah, I know.
ANYZ.
Anyway, nice avatar.
ANYZ. Yeah.
The man dancing in his pants.
Yes.
Is that Matt Painter doing that?
Yeah, God, that's
himself. Krista's put up, just ordered some Mr. Surf Primer 1000. How do I, what's the best way to thin it?
Okay, if you've got it, because there we go, shameless plug time. Hold on, I can show you. Let me show you on the overhead. Where's my thing? Hold on, another camera. Let's bring another one into play. Can never have enough cameras. This is it. This is on the Gladiator. I've just literally primed it up this morning. And as you can see, it goes on beautiful. So this is literally a 50-50 or more likely to be maybe 60-40. So 60% thinners. With literally rapid thinners and this stuff on it, and as you can see, it goes on beautifully. It literally just does the job. It's one of those ones where it looks really nice in primer. This is one of those where you're thinking, shit, I hope it looks as good in paint, because quite frankly it's come out quite well in primer. But as you can see,
it looks like a CAD drawing.
It does. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's not real, this is CAD. But that's the thing with it, like we're saying, in some ways that I think that shows testament to the actual, well, one, the plastic, because the plastic's pretty good on this, but also the thing is that the surface has probably got near as perfect to what you want to spray on, isn't it?
It's not far off.
It's beautifully smooth. There's no texture to it. It's not rough anywhere, and as I say, it's got that really, really nice sort of flat look to it, you know. And you think we had that big seam down the front here. We've got a seam all round, obviously round the nose where it comes two halves together. You've got that giant seam we had underneath the belly, and that's all gone. And obviously seam down the spine, and no real problems at all. So I have to say, testament, a lot of that is the primer, not me. Because it's smoothed out, because obviously we did do some mild, but we're just looking at the finish on the wing. It's almost come out, what I would describe as almost a perfect finish. And that wasn't me being nice or finesse with it. I just literally threw it on and left it. So yes, definitely one of those ones where it's come along very, very nicely. But again, I think if you start 50-50 with the rapid thinners, that will dry literally handleable within a couple of minutes and then workable within 10. Okay, and then obviously, I would probably give it a couple more hours properly to go off before we're going to come in with paint. I don't know if I'll get around to it. I've got it all ready. We're all set here ready to go, but to actually paint it, but it should be all right. But testament, really good stuff. I've actually fallen in love with rapid thinners.
I'm going to say somebody's just put up what's the difference between rapid and self-leveling. Self-leveling's got a retarder, so it gives it time to level and dry off.
Yes.
Where the rapid just does what it says on the tin.
Yeah. I
think, used it yet, by the way.
Sorry?
I've not used it yet.
Have you used it yet?
So I've took one out of the stock that's just come in because I do want to try it.
Yeah.
But to be honest, that surfacer worked fine with levelling thinner because I primed up my Buccaneer with it.
Yes.
And it was fine. It just takes a bit longer to go off, but it's same. You get the same sort of finish.
Yeah, again, this was when I did the engine on here for the Gladiator. This is actually rapid thinners and oil. Now, it does separate very, very quickly, but you mix it up and all you do is just brush it and leave it. And it turned out really, really nice. It turned out, and the great thing about it is because the rapid thinners dries really, really quickly. So consequently, you haven't got that usual thing of handling it and getting oily hands, because within half hour it's bone dry.
Just don't keep brushing over it.
Yeah, don't brush over it because you'll eat straight through everything, because obviously it is lacquer thinners. But that was rapid thinners just going through on that one. And but yeah, it worked an absolute treat on there. So another little quick tip on that one.
It is. Yeah, James has put up, do they do Mr. Surface primer in black? No, they don't yet, it's just grey. You can get a Surfacer black, can't you? But it's a different thing, because that's actually got quite good filling capabilities, that primer surfacer, isn't it?
I think that's, obviously, I've been using 1000 and 1200 as a primer now for the last couple of years. Noticed a big difference with this. This is the thing, I haven't tried it with self-leveling thinners yet, so I don't know if the rapid thinners is making a difference, but it's worked. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't change it for the world, but what I might try is just to actually put some self-leveling thinners through it just to see if that works, because that's how I traditionally do it when I'm using my normal weight. To be honest, it's about the 1200, but when you look at it under the bottom, they're slightly a different colour as well. This is definitely lighter than your normal Mr. Surfacer. It's slightly lighter, so there is difference. The big thing is, we read out on a previous show, didn't we? Apparently it's got better attachment properties.
Adhesion. Yeah,
adhesion, that's the word. And also it's got better for photo etch and for white metal. So you can use it as a primer on those, and apparently it goes. And I can testify to it a bit, because to be honest with you, when I did the Falcon and I did this photo etch on here, I was chucking it around and it's on it perfectly. I know sometimes when I'm doing it, it blobs up a bit and it grips and stuff, because I haven't prepped the metal at all. I just stuck it in there, so it can just bead up a little bit. It hasn't on there, it's gone on beautifully smooth. So, but again, I wasn't really worried about it or messing around with it too much. So
I'm going to say that surface primer there is fine with leveling thinner, because like I say, I've already done it with it.
Yeah,
no problem. It just takes a bit longer to go off. Obviously, like yours gone off straight away. You've got a bit of a lead time, because obviously you've got a bit of the retarder in the leveling, but it works fine. You get the same sort of smooth finish if you've got. So
yeah.
So Tim's put, what's the best airbrush cleaner for lacquer paint, lacquer thinners?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I just use like whatever I've just thinned it with.
Yeah, or go and buy some cheapo stuff from a car shop and save some money. But yeah, lacquer paint, lacquer thinners, sorry. So I saw a video about Humvee at the toy fair. This is Neil. They are giving off a really confident image at the minute. What with all the licensing and new products from railways to Airfix, it's great to see a swagger from them and a big change from a year ago. Good.
Well, we've been talking, haven't we, to Airfix, because obviously
Yeah.
with Pranjit and stuff like that. And I think what's really nice with Airfix, and we said it on the other show the other day, is that they're investing not only in the company but in the people. Because they're taking on staff, and they're taking on good staff as well, with people also that have a passion for it and not just doing a job. That makes sense. And I think it's showing. That's why Airfix are really starting to sort of get it together now, is that the team behind them and the developers right the way through to the admin, they've all got a passion for the company. Whereas before, I think it was a little bit more corporate, shall we say, and it was targets and keeping shareholders. And in this game, like we've always said, and obviously with me and Matt with PM Models, at the end of the day, you can't run a hobby business corporately. You know, at the end of the day, everything needs to make money. I appreciate that. But there's a lot of, you know, as you say, just that sort of family feel to it, that small business, I think works so much better when you're dealing with a hobby business than you would be if you were selling cars or something, you know, because again, it's that thing, you're sort of selling a passion, you know, so, and I think that's what helps.
I think another company could take a leaf from their book, hey?
Yes, well, I think we know the one.
Yes. I had a bit of a rant at Phil on Friday, was it?
So go on then, let's talk about it. So obviously we've spoken about it, and I did speak about it on last Thursday night's live show, but obviously Matt wasn't on. But me and Matt have been discussing over the last 6 months, haven't we?
Yeah.
How Revell are knocking out old crap for a lot of money. And this, I think, started when I did the Saturn 5, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because to be honest, Matt bought me the Saturn 5. And then I built it, you see, and it was that thing about even at trade, it's a lot of money. And considering we thought, you know, perhaps it's got some new bits in it and all the rest. So when it turned out, and it literally is a couple of plastic tubes, not even that really, collars and sheets of plasticard that you have to roll up to make into tubes, you know, again, and then you charge people, how much is it, 80 quid?
80 quid, I think it was.
Yeah, 80 quid for the privilege. And that kit has not changed in any shape or form from the day it got released in 1969. Yeah,
it was the year of the landing it came out.
But then it hasn't stopped, does it? Because then we spotted the other week where they released the DT 150 motorbike, which again is from Christ knows when, but the cost of the kit is horrendous. You know.
From the 70s, I think, wasn't it first released?
Yeah, I think we did. I went back through Scalemates and I had a look, and I think it was the 70s. But the way that they're charging top whack new tool prices for old kits.
Because there's that area GR1 they've bought back out.
Yeah.
Isn't there? But the thing is, it's what's getting me is the reboxings as well that they're doing of other companies. And this is what I had a rant about to Phil. They've reboxed the Special Hobby Mirage F1, which is quite a new kit, readily available. And it's double the money, isn't it, really? I think it retails the normal Special Hobby one, say, between 15 and 17, I think it retails at. The version that Revell are boxing is £26.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I thought the point was when they first started reboxing stuff was it was below the original manufacturer's price, but now they're either the same price or more money.
Yeah.
I think the only ones that are different, to be fair, is when they've done the Dragon kit. But Dragon's got such a big markup on their kits, or the retail prices expect, you know, like the 110 that they've done and stuff.
Yeah.
That you are making a good saving, because that's probably 60 quid compared to 80 to 90 if it's in a Dragon boxing. But you know, when you took in ICM, Zarevster, and everybody else you'll get in bed with, really, it'll stick a box around it. What's the point when you can get it readily available from the original manufacturer, do you know? So that was my rant anyway, and it actually winded me up. I have to say, it was like, why?
Yes.
You know, and I do appreciate that Revell, or should I say, Special Hobbies, not available in every country. Do you know what I mean? They've only, you know, it's an outlet for them to show you know, their work or whatever, to get the kits out there. But I don't know. I think £10 price difference is steep.
It is, and well, like we were saying, is that back in the day in the 90s, obviously Revell did a lot of reboxing of Hasegawa. So the classic was, if you wanted like the Phantom, the FGR Air Force Phantoms. They were so much cheaper to have the Revell one than it was to have the other one. And then I remember they reboxed
the Harrier's one.
Yeah, the Harrier. They did the Corsair as well, and various things. And they were Hasegawa kits again, and it was a lot cheaper than, you know, obviously having to go through Hasegawa. And in that, down my neck of the woods in the 90s, you couldn't get, you know, actually very much Hasegawa anyway, unless you pre-ordered or special ordered it in. But my local shop certainly didn't carry it, so it was a good way of doing it. So again, it was quite nice. And then later years, we found various companies like Kinetic. They were reboxed a lot, so obviously, you know, various things with Kinetic going through with Revell and stuff like that.
Italeri used to rebox.
Italeri, and stuff like that. And they were slightly always cheaper for the rebox version, wasn't it? But now
again,
it seems to have gone the other way, and it's more expensive.
If you're looking at Kinetic, it was when Kinetic was first started, so you can see it from a company that's just starting out. You know what I mean? If they can get sort of Italeri or Revell on board, which is obviously a bigger company, they're going to get their products out there. I think Zarevsta did it a bit, didn't they? But I think the time's come now where like ICM can stand on their own. I don't think they need to be being reboxed by anybody. The kits stand up on their own, and same with the Zarevsta.
Yeah.
And Special Hobby's been going for years, so why they've all of a sudden, what deal they've come to, I don't know. Obviously they've got one, but again, yeah, I don't know. Revell's got a lot of, I don't know, catching up to do, I suppose, or sort of building themselves, because we said the next couple of years could be make or break, really.
Yeah.
Give it 5 years, say, because obviously they're digging for all the change with what happened before, but you know, I mean, new tool wise, what they've got this the E-Type Jag, which is this year, which I think is their only new tool, besides a load of reboxing, and then they've announced that SR71, which me and you was going, why?
Yeah. Don't understand that at all. I really can't get my head around that one.
Yeah. So there's a rant anyway.
Neil says the Saturn V has gone down in price in the release in real terms of taking into account into inflation into account even. I don't know, has it? It wasn't 90 quid back in 1969. I don't know how much it was back in 1969 and all the rest of it.
I think, you know, you've got to think what you're getting for 90 quid.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny, but modelling now to 1969 is two different worlds away. You know, the technology and everything from what we get now to probably 1969. So when you open your box and you've got some plastic card and some, you know, tubes, you're going to be disappointed, aren't you?
Definitely. Peter says he quite likes the challenge of an old kit, but only when it's value. And again, I think that's what we're saying. If, you know, don't get me wrong, sometimes it's nice to have some of the old kits, especially if there's just another option of it out there, then, you know, fair enough. But it is that thing that, as far as I'm concerned, you think that the company would have had their money back from the tooling, because that's probably the most expensive thing back in 1969 was the tooling cost of, you know, making the molds for it. Because that would have been a lot of money, I would have thought, and a lot of time. But so, you know, do a re-release, but perhaps you have it, you know, you're not expecting a top whack value for it because you've had your money, put it out there and sort of feed it back, and no one would bat an eyelid. So it is nice to get some of the old kits back, you know, especially as you say, if there's not another option out there. But charging brand new tool money for it gets my goat.
But James has just put a good point up. At least when like Airfix release it, they're calling it a vintage classic. It's on the box, so you can't get that mixed up with something that's tooled from the. And you're thinking, well, is this a, you know, a brand, just a casual modeler or somebody going in? Oh, it's a Saturn V. I'll go and buy that. No idea about the kit whatsoever, no history. Do you know what I mean? And at least if there's something on the box, like say Airfix are doing, you kind of got an inkling it's an older kit.
Yeah. I don't believe that at all. Sorry, Neil's just put up in 1969 it was equivalent to 90 quid. I can't. 90 quid in 1969. Jesus Christ! How many weeks' wages would that have been?
You could take buy a house, couldn't you?
Yeah, I was going to say my parents' first house, which was in 1965, was only, I think they paid something like 12 grand for it. So I can't believe 90 quid for a kit back then. You could buy a car for 300, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, before my time, but
that's it. But Jesus,
but I know what you're saying. I don't know because obviously inflation and changing and all that lot. So
But anyway, even if it was the equivalent, it's still wrong to charge full whack for that type of thing. You know, back then, fair enough, but
Well,
Jesus.
let's be fair, they were cashing in on the anniversary.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, she wouldn't have seen it again, probably. So.
But again, Airfix got a lot of flack, didn't they, for their, you know, I've got Nathan's one here still. I will put it in the post to him, bless him. This is Nathan's kit that I reviewed the other day. Now, Airfix actually did this, the old one, didn't they, from the 60s, 70s. But so this is the retooled version of it. But the old one, obviously, they all have discontinued. But some of their ones which are still old, they've got a nice big sticker down here that says Vintage Series, which is something we have been moaning at Airfix for a long time, to actually say, look, you know, put something on the box that warns the modeler, really the new guys coming into the hobby, because they don't know, because they have fantastic new box art on the front. It looks new. And then lo and behold, you open up the box and find bubble gum. You know? Because
the old one used to be the Dogfight Double with a Mirage 3. Was it Mirage 3?
Yeah.
The Egyptian one and the Israeli one, wasn't it, I think?
Yeah.
God, that is old then, isn't it? That's from the 60s, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah. You could buy a Ford Escort for 400 quid.
Can't now.
Yeah, a bit more than that now.
Couldn't even buy a rusty bonnet for Ford Escort for 400 quid, probably. The MiG-17 is a great kit.
That is.
That one, isn't it? It's a really good kit. And is that the one proper plastic, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the nice plastic. Yeah, proper plastic. I'm hoping that it's going to be their new way of doing it, because again, I really do believe that Airfix are being let down, not Airfix themselves as a company, but from the injection moulding in India. The plastic's crap, and it's just giving short shots and sink marks and all things like that. So, which is a shame, because they've done some nice kits that have been badly let down from that.
Yeah, it's all cost, isn't it? Really, you know, you've got to, like we were saying, was it last week? They've got a run. They have runs. They have like a slot for a run of kit. Hence why there's delays, and you know when they say stuff's coming and it hasn't. I mean, we're still waiting for stuff from last year's catalogue. So
yeah,
but hopefully they'll be soon. We'll see. What's Neil put? All Airfix need to do is supply environmentally friendly more than one plastic bag.
Well, this is what I said when I did the review of it. Now I'm wrong now, because, you know, normally I give them hate because it's in one bag and it's horrible. But at least they're saving the planet and not having 30 bags in it.
Yeah.
There you go. Ed says he should be getting his today, ready for the mixer. Good. Some good work in there. I must admit, I was going through that this morning in the wee hours. It looked really good in there.
Yeah.
Just needs to find colours for in Hataka. Yeah, that's a bit of a weak thing with Hataka, with MiG colours, isn't it? There is the
MiG-29 and stuff, but there's not really any earlies. But I suppose they was more silver, bare metal.
Yeah, a lot of metal-y colours then. But yeah, as I say, you can get the flanker colours and the sort of MiG-29 colour sets. They come with Hataka and individuals. But the early MiGs, yeah, it's a little bit tricky on that one.
Yeah. Paper bags. Like a sandwich bag.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. There you go. I think that's the nostalgic bit of Airfix, like Peter's just put up, reminds me of modelling with my dad when I was a kid. And I think that's
what it is, because I've given a lot of stick to Airfix over the years. Doing this now for sort of 20-25 years online and describing them, and I have given them a lot of flack. I'm amazed they even talk to me. But they always do. They're nice people. But again, I think the reason I used to give them so much flack was it was born out of frustration, because Airfix is like, you know, it's a British company, and they are the underdog, and everyone loves to support the underdog and all the rest of it. So you know full well it's never going to be Tamiya, but you know they're in their price bracket, they're in their market, and that's what they're sort of striving to do. But I can honestly say in the last sort of 5 years now, they've really turned up the taps. You know, we've seen some great kits released from them, and with every kit release they're getting better, which is nice, because for a while they went stagnant. They literally just went stagnant. Nothing was really happening, but now it's really coming together, and hopefully they've got some really good releases coming out. It'd be interesting to see the Vulcan in the proper plastic, instead of being a 3D render. And see that go together. But to be honest with you, the way that, as long as they get that plastic right and they don't have the trouble with the shrinkage and all stuff like that, I reckon it'll be really good, because again, I think this is that thing about the team that they've got working for there, because they're modelers first, designers second. They're designing it how a modeler would need it. So the thing with the Vulcan, with that nice one-piece back onto it, without that sort of filleted wing sections that sort of go into it and all things like that. So it's a better way for it to go in. I think is hopefully going to pay dividends with it, and we'll come out with a really nice kit.
But again, that's what you're saying, we're having the right team working in the business, isn't it? And I think that's now the difference between probably Airfix and going back to Revell.
Yeah.
Airfix has got the right people in place, like I say, who are passionate about the hobby, the job, what they're doing. And the other side of it, it looks like Revell just, it's all money and it's all figures, and how fast can we make a quick buck kind of scenario, which is a very short-term view if that's the way they're going.
Yeah,
because it's not going to take long for us as consumers to just click on and go. To be honest, and I'll put it out there, I am reluctant to sell Revell kits from PM. I really am. And you know, I mean, they've had some good, like the reboxing of the Phantom that came back out, the 48,000 hour one. Yeah, that's a pretty much stock item. But they're going to rebox stuff I can get from, say, ICM's, Revster, or somebody else. I'm going to have the original boxings. I'm not going to stop their reboxers.
Yeah.
And that's the policy I'm taking on it. And it's same with Italera, if I'm honest.
No, I agree. But again, it seems to be that, you know, Italera and Revell, they just seem to have stopped. There's no push development, there's no new ideas, there's no innovation, certainly in the hobby. They're just making kits, but it's not getting better. At least with Airfix, with each kit, we're seeing increasingly clever use of the tooling to make the kit go together easier, you know, to the point where they're, you know, from a build point of view, they're up there with like ICM, you know, and things like that, which are just falling together for me at the moment, you know. So again, it's that thing of, I think, you know, the company, the team, everything's working and everything's binding together, and then you can see a direct comparison with companies like Revell, who don't even do interdepartmental meetings and stuff like that, so got no idea what the other one's doing, you know. But
it's but again, I mean, going back to Italera, I mean, I don't know if they've got any new release, because what they keep planning to release don't get released anywhere. I mean, we're still waiting for that 30-second tornado from, I don't know, it's got to be a game to as long as the MK Tomcat. Not far off. But their new releases that's been at Nuremberg, from what I've seen, are just old Esky kits again being re-released.
Yeah.
You know, the car kits, and I don't think there's anything new. So where does the investment go?
Well, this is it.
Are they just keeping their head above water?
Just trading water.
We don't know, obviously, the ins and outs of these businesses, but I think from Revell's point of view, they've been through a bit of upheaval, so they've got a bit of an excuse. They're going to get a bit of time because obviously everything that went off. But Italera is not. They've just been plodding along and going nowhere.
No, it definitely seemed a bit weird. Nigel's saying here that he's waiting for Airfix to do some new tooled 1/24 scale stuff. I think you might have a wait, because bearing in mind they've just taken 3 years to do the Hellcat. But Spitfire, Hurricane, BF 109, that is.
Yeah, they re-released them all this year.
Re-released all the old ones.
So yeah, Battle of Britain, isn't it?
Yeah.
You build the old ones.
You can do the old-fashioned ones. There may be a few gaps. That's what I'm going to say. There may be the odd gap that needs filling.
That's all right, because it keeps your modelling skills up.
Right, Rob says, hi guys, I'm trying to build the Edard MiG-23 BN 148 scale. Instructions say to use a certain main body colour for option G markings. Oh, hold on, we just moved. But it does tie with the colour chart. I was thinking of RLM 66. Has anybody got any ideas of a near match, please? This is the only trouble with the ones. Is this which markings is it and which kit? Because obviously, are we talking trumpeters, Edards?
No, Edard, he's put Edard.
Oh right, hold on, let me have a look. So I'll get mine.
Edard MiG-23 BN.
Hold on, let me grab the kit. That delivery better turn up. I want me figure.
Peter's just put the Starion looks nice.
Hey.
A Mitsubishi Starion.
Oh right, yeah. Right, okay. G. And hold on, let's move them out of the way. G.
just while you look at that, James has put up, judging by what's been said in Hornby's latest, well, it meant Engine Shed blog, I think that's what they must call their thing, with some of the new releases and how long they've been in development, 5 years, and then being deferred, there could be some interesting releases coming. Well, they do work so far ahead, because Pranjit was saying, obviously couldn't tell me what it was, but yeah, they're obviously a few years ahead of what
they got obviously
planning, and they must have a list as long as their arm of stuff they want to do.
Yeah.
But it's obviously tooling costs and getting it done, and I mean, I wonder how long actually a tooling takes to do. I don't know. I'd have to ask Pranjit next time and see. Like from design to tooling.
Well, for getting signed off on design is in the CAD over to tooling, and then the tooling they do a test shot from, and that gets sent back, so that must take time. And then they go have a crawl over it, don't they? Put it together and see how it is, and if they're happy, it goes. But I can't go into too many details, but I do know a company who had the tooling shot sent back, and it was wrong. So it literally, that's it. It's what they go into, that sort of like, whose fault is it? Because there's a fault, so now it's a case of is it the tooling company, or is it the design that was sent to the tooling company for it to be done? And that can be a minefield, because nobody wants to accept responsibility of being wrong, because they got to cover the cost of redoing it. So I do know of a particular company who had a bit of a fight in their hands, and it did make a delay to a kit being released because they had to work out who's paying for it. Right, sorry, you're saying the overall body colour. Do you mean the underside colour? Because obviously it's camo.
Oh, he thingied it. He means the ML, not the BN. And you ain't got that one, have you?
Oh, right. I have.
Have you gone both?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, somewhere. Where is it? Oh, you flogged it.
Thought John had it.
Oh, was John had it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry, John's had that. I was going to say, I thought I did have the... sorry, is it the...
Blimey. They just put up... Trumpeter can do an idea to release in 6 months. I was told that when I visited in 2008.
Which probably because it's all in-house though, isn't it? That's the nice thing. It's a bit like Bandai can do it that quick as well.
Yeah. I mean, they can put an hospital up in 10 days. So, yeah, why not? Oh God, proper wooden ship.
Oh God.
Like proper plank.
What, proper planky wood? Sawdust and things?
Yeah, planky wood stuff. You ever thought of doing one? Like them, is it artisan kits, is it?
Yeah. We saw them over at Hobbyco.
Yeah, they sell them from Hobbyco, don't they? They've got them there. Oof, I don't know. Need a lot of wood glue and nails.
Yes. Right, where are I saw something about it. I've been waiting for the new tool SR71 for ages. Testers one fancy. Oh God, hold on. Still silly money. Really hope they bring out the A12. I don't think they will. That's the whole point. I don't think they honestly will bring out the one with the A12. I reckon they'll do the SR71 and that'll be it.
Yeah, I agree. Because we was on about this as well. Is like, where can you go once you've got that tooling? How many versions of that aircraft is there? And it's it's a bit of a one-off kind of thing, isn't it? So
see, again, they did the obviously an SR71 with the drone above it, which only ever flew once, and then obviously that crashed. So I just can't imagine how much legs are going to get out of that kit.
Again, as well, you've got to think at scale, because that is a big aircraft in general, and if it's 48, you did a measurement on your map, didn't you?
Yeah.
And that's a big lump, and like we were saying, it seems to be a shift with people going back to smaller scale. So if they'd done it in 72nd as a new tool, might have been a better option, because it's more manageable for people when they've built it. So, don't know.
Me and John were actually discussing this morning. We were saying about, obviously, I was saying the demise of the larger scale kit. But it's funny because the Mirage is smaller than an F-16.
Yes.
So it's a dinky little fighter. Speaking of which, right, we're being buzzed by a typhoon. Anyway, this thing on the map, as I say, you can see it's a lot smaller. Multiple typhoons. So yeah, it's one of those ones where looking at it in a photo, it looks quite a large aircraft, but you put it next to an F-16, it's shorter than an F-16, it's got thinner wings than an F-16.
Yeah.
It's quite a small little lump, really. But when was the last time you saw a 32nd trumpeter kit be released?
Oh, well, they probably, yeah.
So I mean,
it's the MiG-29s, wasn't it? I think.
But you think what they were chucking out?
Yeah. But even so, they've thingied up because the SMT's not been released, and that was due out at least 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they've obviously seen the light.
That's it. Martin says about the Kitty Hawk Su-25. Any idea when it dropped? Well, it's supposed to drop any time now, isn't it? End of this month.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't got one.
So yeah, well, you never know. I might have a special Santa make a delivery to me. Bearing in mind, to be honest with you, this one I would have had up to you in December.
Yeah.
But obviously, when my dad died, it sort of threw everything out of the way. But John could have got that one round to me. But obviously, with everything happening, it was like we couldn't do our usual. But I'm sure John will probably be sent a nice little frog foot. And as soon as he does, I will do the review on a same day job.
Yeah, cool. Be nice to see that. I've got a feeling it will be modular, but you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Depends how they broke it down. So, might have a thing. God, chat's gone mad in a minute.
Oh yeah. We've also got the other chat. I've just looked in YouTube chat. Sorry guys, we're not actually on YouTube chat.
No.
A lot of people are saying hi. Still waiting for the thing. I'm just trying to catch up slightly in here. What's the proper way to airbrush MiG ammo one shot? Apparently with water.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, only because I got told this by one of our members that you don't put anything in it apart from water. So I'm just relaying that. Personally, I stick lacquer thinners for it, and it worked a treat. But apparently I was wrong. So, but anyway, I did. Well, we all did it. We had a few drinks like you do. So we ended up putting lacquer thinners through every single paint out there, and found out amazingly, even paints you would never think. Model colour, who knew? Lacquer thinners, it takes a lot of it, but it does work and it dries.
Actually, the model colour one was 50-50. That was quite the best one out of the lot for thinning with it.
Yeah.
I think some of the others, like you say, turned to gloop, and then you had to keep thinning it, and then eventually it would thin.
Yeah.
But yeah, the model colour was quite. I don't know what's in it. So, do you want some moulds for a Comet and something else?
Yeah, I'm just reading that.
Have you just read it from David?
Yeah.
Airways vac forms they are, weren't they, from back in the day?
I think John's got.
Has he got that some?
I think he's got some moulds for that. Yeah.
Yeah, look. One shot is Steinal res. Yep.
Yeah, it is.
It's all rebranded.
It's all Steinal res under different names. I know, Neil, I'm definitely not doing an HMS Victory out of matchsticks. It would be like the old Hamlet advert.
Yes.
Yeah. Put the last one on it.
Yeah.
So,
Tim's Spot 100 model Colette will do a 72nd SR-71 to go with their bombers. Well, they're doing a B1, aren't they? But
as far as I'm aware, the next, obviously, it's the B1. Then they're sorting out the other B-52s somewhere in the thing, and then they'll come out again. So, sorry, that'll be me train.
I can say trains left the building or coming in, one or the others.
Yes.
Here you go. What was it on? A VC10 for 700.
Was that Macform one? Is it?
I was going to say somebody's selling them off because obviously the Mac 2's do them in injection.
Yeah.
So he's like, right, we'll bin them off quick. So.
What's the chances of Airfix upscaling the Buccaneer to 1/48th? I hope they don't. Just start afresh, please. Don't use the old one. No, I think at the end of the day, we get this asked a lot. And to be honest, we always ask Airfix. So what are you going to do it? They will never commit to anything. They are very, very tight-lipped. I'll give them the due. Sometimes we can get the thumb screws and get the odd scoop, but not without Airfix. But the thing is that obviously, was it Tarangus? Tang, that's the one.
But we think they've gone out
allegedly.
Business. Are they gone out of business? Because they ain't been.
again, I'm not being funny. They turned into a bit of an AMK thing at one point. It made all this news, and this is coming, and then just died a death.
Yeah, released about 2 kits, and that was it.
And I think that just bloody annoys everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
there was a lot of that at one point, wasn't there? Companies starting off what's coming in and stuff not materialising for one reason or another, and the backlash that they copped over that is probably not worth it.
No, that's it. I think that's
saying
the thing.
anything.
Isn't Steinal Res a swear word for Phil? No. It's just that the bloody stuff doesn't work. Well, I can't get it to work. Funny enough, I did have one of the members say to me, do I think it's because it was mentioned that if it freezes, you have to throw it away. And they were pointing out that if it's been posted by airmail, it's probably been frozen when it was coming over. Because it would have been in a pressurised hull or something. So if it had been airmailed to you, perhaps yours were all frozen en route. And mine didn't come like that. Mine came from a UK supplier. So wherever they got theirs from would have done. And everything else. But the point was that, and I think that what was a bit of disinformation going out there, yes, I've had bottles of it go funny over time, but I also unscrewed 2 bottles and it was like toothpaste. It had gone thick on its own without me even touching it or opening it. So my point is that I'm fighting with a product all the time where I'm not being funny. I can just do this and I'm good to go. But it wasn't just that it didn't spray nice and with it going thick. My point to it was you couldn't sand it straight away. I like to have a primer where when I've done it and it's dried like this did 10 minutes later, I can flip it over and think, oh, that's going to need a bit more work, and give it a quick rub down, feather it perfectly, and then just spray it. That stuff, it seemed to peel and roll up and everything else. So,
latex, isn't it? Some latex-based ones.
That's it. It's got like a polymer, in there and stuff like that, and it just didn't work for me. That's all I'm saying. And it's one of those things, when you're a reviewer, you put yourself on the fence, everyone throws things at you for you being wrong and all the rest of it, but I'm only just giving my opinion, and it didn't work for me. So I just use a product that I just felt was a lot easier. So, Mr. Surfacer 1200 or 1000, 50/50, just spray that, it's good to go. But this stuff now is very, very nice stuff, the Mr. Primer Surfacer. And after seeing this now, I'm sold. It's really, really nice. It just does everything it says on the tin, and that's a nice thing to it. I like products that just work without having to be farted around with. I want something that just goes in, spray it on, uses, does says work on the tin, easy clean up, and I'm done. I don't want to flap around with it.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know if you've seen, but on the forum,
yeah,
if you go down the bottom, Grant's put some, new releases, and the box art for the Edward Tornado.
Oh, I saw that the other week from Nuremberg. Yeah, last week.
Desert Babes one, is it?
Yeah.
That they call it? That's quite a cool box top, to be honest.
Yes.
You see, actually, going back to that is a Revell kit, and it's a nice kit.
Yes.
So they can do it.
Yeah, because it'll be in here because it's one of the top ones, isn't it? Or just scoot to the bottom. Desert Babes. There we go.
Yes. It is.
There it is.
So I don't know what price is, but I'm sure we'll be pre-ordering. There's going to be a lot of pre-orders coming up this weekend when I've got Andy back. So the Millennium Falcon that we mentioned, that's definitely going to be up, and we've got a few other stuff that's coming out in the future we're going to put up as pre-orders. So keep an eye out Saturday. And as for the specials, they're now going to be up on a Thursday. Thursday to Thursday.
Which what we'll do, we'll take you through then on the live show tomorrow night, can't we?
You can.
We can. We'll make it a thing.
Yeah, you can. Or do it Friday and your Friday roundup.
Speaking of which, John's on here. He says the story with Airwaves kits is that the owner has backed off from model production to concentrate on his family. Fair play. I was aware of the patterns. Sorry, it's jumping around. Oh, Jesus, I've lost it. Where is it? Oh my God, I've lost it.
I've got it here. I was aware that these patterns were available some time ago, but can't see that they would be viable purchase at that price. Would take a specialist vac form company to do, as the patterns are an awkward size.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Jan says the only 30-second is for Wingnut for World War Ones. He's waiting for the DR1 from Wingnut Wings.
Yeah, be interesting. You can say that box art. I think Nathan will be all over that.
Well, the thing is, I've seen the press release from them. I had the thing through the other day, and it lists all the markings, and it's the entire lot that went out.
I think if you go down, they're on the side views. I think he's put it on. I'm sure I've seen them somewhere. Perhaps not.
Yeah.
I've seen them somewhere anyway.
Yeah, but you do get all the ones in there.
Yeah.
It does look nice. But again, yeah, classic example. They did, obviously, the German one came out first. Then obviously the GR1 technically was in that ilk of it. Then they did the GR4, which is, you know, fair enough. And then obviously they've done this one, which covers them all in, which is what I call good business, good marketing, and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But as I say, it worked well. But you're talking that kit is now how old? That's been around for what, 5-6 years?
5, I bet. Yeah, I bet the IDS was 5 years ago at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question, been told that the 148 scale Hobby Boss F4U Corsair wings, wrong kit ones, are what look to be fabric, yet were all aluminium. Sorry, I am reading that as it is written. Is it? I don't know the Hobby Boss one, to be honest. 48 scale Corsair.
Don't know.
They're definitely metal.
The metal wings,
There's
yeah.
not any fabric on an F4U, I know that.
It would be very strong fabric landed on a carrier, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Neil says, and obviously the 30-second length. Yes.
Yeah, and Rob's put underneath, are we doing pre-orders on the Tornado? Yes, we will be.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out on the forum on the PM bit. I can say there's going to be quite a few new ones coming in, I think. I'll be put up at the weekend when my sidekick's here. Get him on it.
Your septic, if his arm will allow it.
Oh God, yeah. It'll be the sling.
Cool. Right, are we all done then?
Yes, I think we are, yeah.
I think we're all done today. So don't forget, the special section, let me just show you, will be over on here. So if you go into the store, this is the PM store. So it's just pmmodels.uk.com.
Yeah.
And then at the top here, obviously we've got the specials. So if you go in there, these specials will all change, obviously tomorrow.
Last day today.
Last day today, so grab yourself some bargains. Some of them have already gone, but as I say, they're all on special in there.
STST's in, look.
Oh look, you got more STSTs in. Cool.
I did indeed.
Cool, very good. So yes, all those ones in there, and then usual thing, if you want all your other sundries and items, as you know, we carry pretty much everything these days.
Yeah.
So you can grab anything from down in there, and obviously we do get restocks pretty much every day, apart from...
It's here.
Is he here?
I think Leslie's took it. I heard she talked to somebody, so I presume that was it. Right, just a quick one before we go.
Yeah.
I've fingered the AK order. I've chased an AK order up because I put an order in last week and not heard anything. So I've chased them up today. That should be ready for processing by back end of this week. So hopefully that'll be next week. So that means like Starship Filth, usual stuff that we've been out of stock should be back in.
Yeah.
And I've got a funny feeling when I look at my phone, we're going to be out of stock of primer.
Right.
So I'm going to put another order in to get some more in, which should be, hopefully, fingers crossed, by Friday. They are pretty quick.
Put me down for 2 bottles.
Oh, God. So, yeah, right, I'll triple that order then for primer. Primer and thinners.
Gary says, quick question, when can you find the tutorials? To be honest, I have been doing them, and I've even got one of them all set, ready to go. The other one I've got to edit. I'm probably going to hold off for them until Friday. Because I need to build a section for them. They're going to be on the main site, and they'll obviously be in the forum as always and all the rest of it. It's just that I want to pre-number them, and I'm not doing them in number order. So we're not starting at number 1, although we are starting at number 1, but then it might jump to various areas. So I need to get them sort of it all laid out and sorted. So it's going to take a little bit of sorting around by me before I sort of commit to it. But if not, Friday definitely you'll get part 1, which is obviously about building your plans. Part 2, I've done it as well, which is obviously about sprues and cutting off the sprues and different types of sprues and sprue cleanup and stuff like that. And then next week, hopefully I'll get another 2 done as well as we make our way through. But that might focus more on paints and oils and weathering. So as I say, it's not going to fall in exact order, but we will get there.
Yeah,
but it's not quite ready yet.
Sorry, Bryn's just put up, is he a reboxing or an Ed Ordrino? It's a reboxing of the Revell kit.
Yes.
Which is not a bad kit, actually. It's a nice kit, as Phil will testify.
Yeah, I've built it. Very nice.
And Nathan's built a few for the Tornado 6, so yeah, it is a good kit.
Yes. Very, very good. Cool. Lovely job. Right, well with that, if we're all done, thank you very much for everyone joining us today. Thank you to everybody in live chat. Thank you to everybody who's in I didn't realise we were live on YouTube, but yeah, it's a lot in the chat. Greetings from Saudi Arabia. Crikey.
Hello.
So yes. There we go. Want Stein or Res or body paint first? Pass. I have no idea. Right, there we go then, guys. That'll do from us. Thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget, we will be live tomorrow night. Are you on tomorrow night?
No, I'm on next Thursday.
You're next Thursday, are you?
Yeah.
Right, so we've got Andy and Nathan tomorrow night with me. I do believe, if we work this correctly. So I've got Andy and Nathan with me live tomorrow night from 7:30 till probably 9 as always as well. So if you've got any questions for the team, post them over to me and then I'll ask them on live on the show as always to make our way through. So happy modelling, take care. We will see you all very soon. Till later everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Matt.